But first, the business of peace. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Now, what's better, fighting wars or making money? On day 2 of his trip to the Middle East, Donald Trump once again bet on peace and prosperity, and he bet big. We see him working 24/7 trying to build more jobs and wealth for Americans at home, and at the same time, build a more peaceful world. Now, after a dizzying pace of meetings in Saudi Arabia yesterday, Trump moved on to Qatar, announcing another windfall for America. More than $243 billion in new deals. Now, the investments pledged will directly and indirectly create hundreds of thousands of jobs in the United States, perhaps more. The biggest deal involves an American company that struggled in recent years and needed today's news badly. Of course, I'm talking about Boeing. Qatar agreed to purchase as many as 210 American-made Boeing 787 Dreamliners and 777X jets. GE Aerospace produces the engines. The deal, $96 billion. Then there's an energy infrastructure deal, $8.5 billion. Parsons, they nabbed 30 projects worth $97 billion, including major airport construction. And the Trump administration announced a $1 billion quantum technology deal that apparently is extremely important. And of course, Qatar also made major defense industry investments, which means the workers and shareholders of Raytheon and General Atomics should be very happy today. And if that wasn't enough on his plate, Trump all week long has kept his sights on peace. India and Pakistan, 2 nuclear powers, are on the brink. Well, the Trump administration worked the phones, undoubtedly helping to ease tensions, even if India doesn't want to give President Trump credit. Okay, they're always like that. And the ceasefire is holding. And with Russia and Ukraine, Trump's been a consistent force for peace. And of course, he's defying the war hawks all along. Trump's still pushing for peace tonight. Zelensky's in Turkey, and a Russian delegation will meet with his team on Thursday. Now, after everything he's done to start peace talks, Democrats' old criticisms, though, seem so silly tonight.
The person who's running the executive branch is a deranged, unhinged, dangerous president.
The president takes no responsibility, refuses to lead, blames others, cozies up to dictators.
The president of the United States is so unstable, is so volatile, has a decision-making process that is so quixotic that he might order a nuclear weapons strike.
Ooh, SAT word, quixotic. But as usual, of course, they were all wrong. Trump wants Russia and Ukraine to agree to a 30-day ceasefire. There could also be discussions, we understand tonight, about a huge prisoner of war exchange. So Trump's the opposite of dangerous.
This has been a very interesting couple of hours. We discussed the world. We discussed Russia and Ukraine, where you've been a tremendous help in so many different ways. We certainly discussed Iran, where it's been really an interesting situation. I have a feeling it's going to work out. I think it's going to work.
We'll see. But there's no challenge that Trump is backing away from, with Trump even urging Syria to chart a new way forward.
I am also ordering the cessation of sanctions against Syria to give them a fresh start. It gives them a chance for greatness. The sanctions were really crippling, very powerful. And I spoke to Mohammed, and I spoke to our friend from Turkey, who we just spoke to also by phone now. But felt very strongly that this would give them a chance. It's not going to be easy anyway, so it gives them a good, strong chance.
Yeah, it's wild, right? We all know Syria's past, its repression, support of terrorists. But with this audacious move, Trump is winning praise from the unlikeliest people. It almost makes me nervous, including the guy who helped bring down Mike Flynn. In the Washington Post, David Ignatius wrote that American foreign policy has been stuck within a set of fixed parameters for several decades, and it's worth giving them a fresh look. Well, for all the criticisms that they've leveled at Trump, all they've accused him of over the years, the press really never understood him. They never understood that Donald Trump never, ever gives up on peace, for the precise reason he never gives up on America. Who can forget this moment?
My friend.
Good to see you again.
이런 데서 각하를 만나게 될 줄 생각 못했어요.
I've never expected to meet you at this place.
That's good. That's my honor.
Now, right there, he showed the world what? That he would meet with anyone. It was a signal that he was willing to have a conversation if the other side was willing to meet him halfway. And yeah, there's precedent for this. Remember the other president we had who came from New York society, Teddy Roosevelt? You know, he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1905 because he brokered a deal to end the Russo-Japanese War. He invited Russia and Japan to come to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and he engaged in a little shuttle diplomacy, as it wasn't called that then, but he made time to go up there. People thought Roosevelt was just an outdoorsman, a cowboy, but he was also from elite New York society. He was a member of the Persilian Club at Harvard. He knew the value of peace. First American to win the Nobel Prize, Peace Prize. And so does President Trump. He gets what peace is. Donald Trump knows that being president isn't just sitting in the Situation Room and ordering missile strikes, all the photo ops, remember those? Sometimes a president needs to get on a plane and work for peace. Putting America first can't ever mean putting peace last. We may never see another president like this again. It's doubtful. Because he's trying to take on many of the toughest problems all at once. The stupid, short-sighted policies of previous presidents destroyed our edge in manufacturing and kept us mired in Iraq and Afghanistan. But Trump, he's the best salesman for the U.S. industry, the best I've ever seen. And he's the best salesman I've ever seen for peace. He starts with the right question. If we don't make medicines, ships, electronics, maybe at some point commercial jetliners, steel, aluminum, automobiles, how the heck are we going to remain a superpower? Like most of you, the angle was frustrated. We were angry and worried for 4 long years as we watched America drift aimlessly without a real president. My, how things have changed. Now that we have a real president who embraces the job and goes full throttle, round the clock, for America first. And that's the angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.